Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel for another video today, another weekly Mounjaro update. Before we jump into that, I do want to thank you guys. There is a man coming up beside my car. Okay. I do want to thank you guys for reaching out to me. So many of you have commented or messaged me and asked if we are okay in the wake of Hurricane Helen. And I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that we are all safe. All of my family is safe. We thankfully pretty much walked away unscathed. We did have some flooding in our backyard, but nothing like certain areas of North Carolina are dealing with. If you don't know, the western part of North Carolina, so think Asheville, where the Biltmore House is, and the Boone area, Chimney Rock, that whole Lake Lure where Dirty Dancing was filmed, that whole sort of area was absolutely devastated and flooded, and like whole parts of Interstate 40, which is where North Carolina and Tennessee, it's the main interstate that runs through them. Parts of the interstate have literally collapsed. Chimney Rock is decimated, pretty much gone. And Lake Lure, again, where Dirty Dancing was filmed, is pretty much completely flooded out as well. Like, they are dealing with some pretty catastrophic effects of the hurricane there. And it's not getting a lot of national attention, so a lot of people might not know, and it's just so incredibly sad to see what they are dealing with there. If you want some more information on it and some more really good pictures and videos, there is a ASMR artist who actually did a video on it that's not really ASMR, more so just like her talking. So she has kids, a son that goes to Appalachian and works in a little coffee shop around there. And so he's been up there filming a lot and helping. So it's Southern Sounds ASMR, I believe is her name. They actually live in Albemarle, North Carolina. And I mean, she's great. She's the one that I follow her skincare techniques because she is an esthetician, like a natural esthetician, whatever. I'm going off on a tangent. I will link her video below. It's very well done, and she covers a lot, everything of the damage. But just keep all of those people in the western North Carolina area in your prayers. They have pretty much closed the entire area. If you go on any interstate in North Carolina, they tell you not to. It literally, the interstate says, don't travel west, do not go, all roads closed, because so many of the roads are just completely washed away. It's so sad, and I'm thinking and praying for everybody that's in that area. I do know some people from high school and stuff that have moved up that way, and all of them, from what I can see, are safe, and I'm thankful for that. But yeah, I can't imagine what it's like if you had an elderly family member up there with no food, no power, no water. I mean, think about it. No oxygen. If you needed oxygen, it's sad. It's so incredibly sad. So, but I did want to give that little update. We are okay here. So Mounjaro wise, I came here to walk this morning. It's actually drizzling a little bit. So I thought that I would sit here and talk to you guys a little bit this morning before I went on my walk. But I am starting a challenge this week, which I'm pretty excited about. I have noticed recently that my anxiety levels have been slightly higher. And I am actually somebody who needs exercise for my mental health. If I notice that I haven't been exercising or moving my body as much and exerting that energy, then I end up with more anxiety, and it's just less motivation. I'm more motivated when I do things throughout the day. And especially when I start my day off with exercising. So this week I'm starting a new challenge, and I'm hoping that some of you guys will want to start it with me, where I am going to be aiming to hit at least 10,000 steps per day. So that's pretty easy for me to do on a walking basis during the week, because I don't usually get Georgia on days that I watch her until 9:30. So I drop Finley off at 8:30. So I should be able to get a pretty decent walk in most mornings. And that's going to be the goal. The whole struggle is getting myself to do it. I'm human. I struggle just like everybody else does. And some days I would rather just go home and paint or read a book or clean up the mess of the morning versus going straight into exercising after I like drop all the kids off at school. Sometimes the mornings are just so rough that I don't want to go. I just want to go and like sit in silence, you know? So I'm going to make myself do it. So if you want to join me, comment down below, and we'll do this thing together. So I have a, Versa, an old one that I haven't, like, I don't have an Apple Watch or anything to track my steps, but I'm pretty sure my phone will do that. So I will try and like take a picture or whatever. But yeah, it stopped raining. So I'm going to go and try and get my walk in before it rains anymore. And then I will come back and update you guys a little bit. I actually was interested to see if this lake was really high. But it's not, like, after all the rain, because we did get a lot of rain here, but, this seems to be not flooded, although they did redo this lake, like empty it and redo it recently. So I'm wondering if they have some drainage things, you know, in the bottom or something to prevent it from flooding. So, okay, gonna stop babbling. Let's go get a good portion of our 10,000 steps in for the day. And again, being honest again, not even drinking water. I'm on seltzer water again. Oh, here comes somebody up next to me. Maybe not. Okay, let's get walking. So I wanted to come back like on the trail and just see if it had been like ruined at all. I could definitely tell. Like, look at this hill specifically. I'm gonna go back further a little bit, but this is literally like, there's the entrance. So like 5 feet onto the trail. And there's a lot of people here walking today, but this is a different trail than I go to than, like, let's see here. I mean, again, absolutely nothing like what they're dealing with in Western North Carolina, but you can see they've put cones up here because it, the whole side of the thing collapsed there. But you can, I mean, definitely had some pretty bad flooding throughout North Carolina, and I know that Georgia suffered as well. I watch Kelly's Corner sometimes, and she, I think, is in a hotel because she has no power and they had some damage in their yard and stuff like that. So definitely praying for her as well. But anyway, with that being said, this is a different trail than I come on. Like the other videos that I do on trails, there are two different trails. That one is at our local YMCA, and this one is actually like our city type park. It's actually in a different city or a different town than what I live in. It's about 15 minutes from my house, but it's towards like the downtown area where I need to go today. So I came here to walk instead. But anyway, I switched the view because I actually just passed a man who's having a very interesting, it seems, conversation on the phone. But anyway, yeah, so there's definitely people walking here, and this trail is shorter. It just goes in like one big circle, and then you're back out by the lake. So this one I feel is, you're like in the woods for a less amount of time. And I really only wanted to come back here to see what it looked like back here. So I don't know that I'll walk back here again, but yeah, because it's kind of quite dark back here. But anyway, lots of trees down, lots of limbs down. Whole parts of the road are like into the creek, so definitely sad. If it's that bad here, I can't even imagine what it looks like really in Western North Carolina, like not looking at photos, because the photos are bad enough. I can't, like, in person what it looks like. But anyway, okay, I'm gonna keep walking. I got my health app to work, so hopefully we should have a step count at the end of this. Okay, I'm back in the car now. It started pouring on me, and so I did not get as much of a walk as I would have liked. I would have liked to walk like 30 more minutes probably, but it's raining pretty hard now. So I ended up getting 4,803, I believe it was, steps. I'll put it right here, which is a good start. I will take, maybe after lunch, Finley and I will take another walk, or I will take one after dinner. I'll get the steps in either way. But I do think that for the most part, when you are doing like the 10,000 steps a day thing, they're not all supposed to come from exercise, right? I mean, that's always been my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that you're supposed to get, you know, a good portion, half, 7,500, whatever, from exercise. And then the other whatever comes from your normal day activities. That's what I've always thought. Correct me if I'm wrong. So as far as Mounjaro goes, or Zepbound, a lot of people have been asking, I wanted to touch on this lately, why I say Mounjaro instead of Zepbound or tirzepatide. And mainly that's a me thing, because I was originally on Mounjaro. People know me as that, and YouTube knows me as that. So the algorithm picks up when I say Mounjaro more than they do when I say the other. So it's just a little thing that I found that I kind of need to do in order to keep my videos to be seen by the people that have always seen them. Does that make sense? So I wanted to touch on that. But anyway, as far as that goes, I did decrease this week. So this is the first week that I have decreased again since I originally went down to 45 units. I took my shot last Thursday, today's Monday, and I took 40 units instead of 45. And I actually think it's like, for some reason this week it feels stronger than it did on 45. I did start a new vial, so that could be part of it. But yeah, so I decreased to 40 so far. I'm not really noticing any major difference in how I feel on it. And this is something, through a lot of research that I've been doing, I found that people who are trying to maintain weight loss can lower, you know, a good bit, like some even all the way down to 2.5 milligrams per week, and they maintain just fine. Like it's, when you're no longer wanting to lose weight, it seems like you just need like just enough to quiet the food noise. Again, not a doctor, just saying what my personal experience and what I've researched is. So we're going to keep on chucking along, decreasing until I level out and am no longer losing weight, because I do, although I acknowledge that this is something that I will be on for a long period of time, it is something that I want to take as little of as possible, if that makes sense. Also, I did have, oh, maybe that's another thing for another day. I do think that, you know, in 10, 15, 20 years, we're going to see a lot more medicational options out there, but also more like long-term side effects and all of that going on. You know, the earliest we have from FDA approved medicines, the first one was Bayada, and that was in 2005, I believe. So we have almost 20 years of data on GLP-1s, but research on GLP-1s began in the like 70s and 80s. So I think that the longer they're around and the longer they go, we'll find out more. I do think that it's pretty promising in my eyes, at least, again, not a doctor, but the fact that they first started studying GLP-1s in the 70s, 80s is really when it picked up in terms of blood sugar levels and all of that. It took them until 2005 to present and get one FDA approved. So in my mind, that it makes sense that, like, oh, they spent a long time studying this before they brought it to the market. Whereas with Mounjaro and Zepbound, it seemed like really quick process. But the original GLP-1 was a very long process. So that's pretty promising to me. So anyways, I'm going to go to Walmart now and probably spend money that I don't need to spend, because I just am having one of those days. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me. Let me know down below if you're going to join in on my 10,000 steps a day challenge. I'll kind of update you guys in, you know, future videos, how that's going. And yeah, let's move our bodies and lower our anxiety levels and increase our weight loss and our digestion and all of that. I need to start regularly doing what I tell y'all to do. That's probably a good thing for me to do. Okay, update. I went and walked around Walmart for like 45 minutes, and now I'm up to 6,000 steps. So that's pretty good. And if you want to see that haul of all this random crap that I bought, it's actually a pretty good one. It's pretty big too as well. You can go to my other channel, because I'm going to film that and post it there. But anyway, yeah, okay. Now I'm going to go for real this time. Have a great day, guys. Bye.